Well, here we go. Exactly 10 o'clock. Exactly 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. What does that mean? Let me move that one. Bang on 10. There you go. Oh, one person. Wow. Is everybody else at the pub? Hope not. Let's have an alcohol-free Guinness for anybody sees. Hope you well. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. This phone. Phones. Hi, Chris. How are you? Nice to see you. I know you've been a supporter for a long time. I've got a few more here. We're doing this regularly now at 10 o'clock. As much as I can anyway. Hi, Matt. How are you doing? Beef and chicken. Balanced time. Leslie, balanced time. It'll get better, It'll be controlled by the atomic clock. Olga, thanks. Hope you are. Yeah, great. Chris, no, been better, really. I'm going to start a WhatsApp group. If you want to be part of it, then just send me a text to this number and I'll put you into the WhatsApp group. It's just like it could be a different number, but you can send me a text this and I'll add you. Anybody wants to be part, if you wish to, I'll put a few posts on as well. Be part of the WhatsApp group. Just text me. My number's all over the description as well, It's good to see so many people on Bang at 10 o'clock. Been a good idea, the start time, isn't it? Yeah, text me on that number if you want to. If you wish to join the WhatsApp group, it's been set up now. It's going to be an exciting thing because it'll get everybody. 11 p.m. Leslie, you're in front of you. This is one of my chickens. Her name is Blondie. Nice. Remember the singer Blondie? Well, there will be plenty out tonight. Absolutely langed, chasing that young life buzz. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've just done a video about it. Chasing the buzz again. Why do we chase the buzz? Because we enjoyed it, didn't we? We're never going to get it back though. Once you start being a heavy drinker, it's out of control. You never get the buzz back. You just drink to try and normalise things. 2 p.m. in the States, obviously. So when you try and get the buzz back, all you're doing is damaging your body. You're never going to get it back. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So anybody new here, I've taken the ads off here. And if you benefit from the channel, if it's helped me at all, then please, and you want to support the channel, please drop a coffee in or what's it called? Super chat. And let's see how many we can get on tonight. We've got quite a lot on the other night. I think 82 is the maximum I've had, which is good going, 82 people. Just check this. Okay, so why we chase the buzz? Because the buzz was good when we were young, and you're never going to get it back. I don't think I got the buzz after I was about 30. I used to just feel ill then. It was wasn't a nice place to be. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Yeah, James, it is Relapse Friday. I didn't do a video today. I was busy with something else this morning. Relapse Friday. A lot of people relapse at weekends purely because they think they've got more recovery time. People relapse for all sorts of reasons. The thing is, with relapse, if you get back on sober trail again, that's good. The problem with me with relapse was once I had one or two, a couple of days later, I was feeling really rough and I started to have panic attacks even with a couple of days. If I'd been off for, say, a year and I had one or two, so I was trying to go to a social event or something, then I'd be back into it again. It didn't take long. a long time to build up again. This relapse thing, it's a massive problem. I've talked about this quite a lot. If anybody else has got any relapse issues, it didn't take long to get back to where you were, and probably back worse than you were. You know, when I was off for 8 years clean. And hello, Claire, how are you doing? Next man, Booster 10 years too. Chat. It's bang time against tomorrow. It's doing well. I'm just talking about relapse here, Samara. You know about that as well. Why do we slip back into it so quick? As in, you're off for 8 years, and then within 2 weeks of that, you're back to drinking from a bottle in the shower block on the campsite. Old school Paul, hiya, how are you doing? So, you know, this creeps up very, very quickly. It happens suddenly, really, doesn't it? You relapse and then suddenly you're back onto it. It's not like a sort of build up, is it? It just, with me, it was one or two drinks after a period of sobriety would take me back so quickly. You know, it's like losing weight immediately. You know, something happens, it was an immediate effect that after a period of sobriety, I would be completely done in. Not telling you my name. You can damn a river for years, but when it breaks, there's a lot of work to fix. Yeah, but it doesn't even break, does it? That's a good point there, yeah. Damn a river for years. Michael, how are you doing, Michael? Just reiterate, there's no ads on this channel. I hope it flows better. I hope we get a lot of people on. And if you're finding these helpful and you want to support the channel, then please drop a coffee or a super chat in at some point. It all helps keep things ticking over and current and whatnot. Yeah, it's good. I like that. You can dam a river. When it breaks, there's a lot of work to fix. Yeah, it's impossible to fix, isn't it? Just about, really. Either on or off with alcohol drinking. Yeah, that's like a lot of us. We can't just have one or two. Martin said that, you know, we just can't have one or two. I'll talk a little bit about recovery. So, what is alcohol recovery, really? Well, it's getting off the booze now. Making sure you're tell you what, we should call these 10 p.m. stream happy hour. Well, that's a good one, yeah. Happy hour. Perfect, isn't it? But everyone's happy. Well, what I'm thinking is everyone's happy who's got sober. Everyone should be happy that they've turned up here and they want to get sober. And they should be happy with the fact they've realised they've got a problem and there's some light at the end of the tunnel. That's the thing. So somebody's asking, what is alcohol recovery? Really? It's getting your life back, to me. Getting your life back and being part of society again and getting your confidence back. Getting your health back. Because you lose your health. I lost my health, my mental health, my physical health. And my mind was just clouded, addled with the drink. This is a massive problem. Massive problem. I do go over the same ground a lot. But my main mantra here is to stop people relapsing because that's what nearly killed me. If I just kept going for that 8 years, which I did, and not had that meeting of that person, then I'd be, well, what would be 15 years sober. So who knows? You can't turn the clock back, like I said, you can only wind up again. But if you're one of these people who binges maybe, it's off for a while and then suddenly goes back on it, it's not that easy to come off it again. It wasn't for me. You've got to really be committed to coming off as soon as you relapse. The day sober. Well done, mate. I'm not bothering with keeping track of days. It is tedious, mate. Just make sure you just keep off it. That's a good point. I haven't got time for messing about with diaries. The bottle used to say, drink responsibly, never responsible. No, of course you're not. I think you have to cover this. I think you have to cover the same ground. Yeah, I think so. It reinforce the message that you've got to be committed. And you have to be, good point, Tim. Keep moving forward. Every day is a better day. You feel better health-wise and everything. But, I mentioned the other night that doctors will say, try and moderate this, try and cut down. If you went and said you were a heroin addict, they wouldn't tell you to cut down, they say stop. If they told you to moderate heroin or cocaine, they get struck off. Tomorrow, I relapsed after 9 years due to a catastrophic event that my brain couldn't handle. I drank to make the pain go away. I knew it was wrong. Guess what? The pain didn't go away, and I was addicted. Yeah, same as me. That's exactly the same issue. Really, it was not a pain, but it was an emotional reason. X-Late TVX. Hello there. How are you doing, Catherine? Good evening. I hope these are better without the ads. I really do. Because we seem to get a lot of people on pretty quick. It's good having a start time. I think it's good. It's good for a check-in time. I just put my number up here again. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, I'm taking some numbers down. It'll be really good. The WhatsApp group, I intend for it to be open 24 hours a day. There's always going to be somebody on there, I imagine, to help you out if you've got any questions or if you're struggling. Yeah? And it's only $9.99 a month, 30 pence a day. It's a help thing, really, isn't it? Because we can all help each other. Because there's a lot of people on here who have been worse states than me, better states than me, who are more knowledgeable, all this sort of thing. And we know somebody can help. I would love to have had somebody to talk to online or anything. I'd had no help at all. Derek, you're on the beer. Oh, bollocks. Derek, get onto the one-to-ones. There's a link in the description of all the videos. I'll be down the pub tomorrow afternoon for some 0%. I'll have a good look at the customers. Is that gruesome train? Oh, there's been spoons. I went to spoons today, actually. I didn't go for breakfast. I found somewhere else to go for breakfast. I went back there a couple of Guinness Heroes outside. What would your cooking technique be now if you experience something extremely stressful? That's for both of us, or for all of us. It would be a coping mechanism. My coping technique is to keep fit, keep healthy, and try and look after myself. Because if you don't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. That's the thing. I was out yesterday and I'm sick today. Why do I keep doing this? Catherine, it's an addiction. Do a one-to-one with me. The link's in the description. I'll put my number up there really as well. We need to get this WhatsApp group thing up as soon as possible. My daughter's trying to sort it out tonight. And everybody wants to do it. Just text this number. I'm chasing the daily beer. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? I'm chasing the daily beer and thinking about it, lads. Well, don't, because it's going to take you back to square one. It's going to make you worse every day. Every drink you take is going to shorten your life. It's as simple as that. You've got to turn it around. It's not going to do you any good. Forget about the fear of missing out and all that. Latest statistics, Steve. Zero alcohol sales are going through the roof. Yeah, I believe that, Mel. I think it'll be a fad, though. Especially in the summer. I think when it comes to winter time, people get more depressed. I know people tend to relapse a little bit in the summer, but there are other activities in the summer. It's the dark winter, and for some people, very lonely nights. Got nobody to text, nobody to speak to, nobody to ring. I don't watch the television, but some people watch, TV. And just the loneliness. Forget about the loneliness. I was married and I was pissed off. I wasn't lonely. In the winter time, you tend to gravitate to the pub, don't you? You do. You go to the pub and you. Thanks for that donation there, William. That's really appreciated. I said if you want to donate anything, well, support the channel and please. I've pinned the coffee link at the top, or drop a super chat in or something, or a super chat, super sticker, whatever that is. Alcohol free drink is more expensive. That's a good point. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, Nick. Winter, my worst period is boredom. There's not much to do, even if you're sober in the winter, unless you go away. Steve, what do you think of tapering off with half lemonade, half lager? You could do, as long as you're not completely. Martin says, what do you think of tapering off with half lemonade, half lager? Would anybody else think about that one? I think you could do it as long as you're not physically dependent. It's just a question of cutting it down slowly if you can. I still think it's a very good idea, though. Oh, yeah, you've got to go alcohol free. Because when I was dying in hospital, and I'd have paid anything I had to be well again. I used to sit and think and pray. I don't want anything. I don't want any money. I just want to be alive. I'm sure Steve Jobs, who founded Apple, would make exactly the same statement if he's still alive. No matter what you've got, what you've had, I haven't had much experience with it, but all I want was my life back and to see the sunrise and just watch. It's more about the weather in the northeast. Just see the clouds, feel the rain. That's how bad it is, and we're not taking it serious enough. I don't mean us. I mean society. I'm not ashamed to say it. But, we wet the bed now. My pissed girlfriend, the best ever happened to me, on the verge of pushing her away. Keep a hold of her, fuck's sake. Leslie, I try to avoid places selling alcohol. It's difficult in France, difficult everywhere, Leslie. You go to a place where you can make up your own mocktails. You can even have a chase in the form of a ginger shot. My body keeps cramping. Well, you've got to come off it. Anybody needs one-to-one, there is a link in the description. It's called Beacons. Have a look at that. And if you're benefiting from this channel, then please support it by dropping a coffee in or a super chat or something. You've got to keep focused. That's the thing. What happens with people is when they're going to, you feel better after you've been off it for a while, and you think you can control it. But why do you want to be part of a club of people who are drinking poison who's going to kill themselves? A lot of them are going to be disabled early, all this sort of thing, The cramping. It's just muscles and things, I buy beers at between 2.5 and 3.5, 3.2 with 3.5 a pop, 350. When I buy Hillsborough, 3.5 is what I do to avoid giving up. Why do you not want to give up? People say, I'm going to drink this instead of that strong law. I'm going to drink less strong law. Just give up. Because no matter what you drink, it's going to do you some harm. There is no safe limit. Michael, that's fair enough. I bought 12-0 Peroni. It depends what you drink. That's non-alcoholic. I've only ever drank the Erdinger and the Guinness. If you go to a spoon, it's only $2.63 in the northeast. So giving it away. Charlotte, hi everyone. How are you doing? Nice to see you. They need to cut 0% that has the same taste. I think that Guinness is pretty good, man. The Erdinger's not bad. Are we joining the private group, lads? I don't want to join. No. Yeah, I'll put the number again. I've got quite a few numbers. I just want to get some more. Well, we'll sort it out this weekend. It'll be good because I'm not going to be here all the time, as in as much as I can. If you've got a problem, there will always be somebody on that group. We've got a couple of hundred people in. There will always be somebody on there. I guarantee. You can ask because it's a very lonely thing, Alcohol and even sobriety, getting sober is lonely. It only actually comes into its own when you are sober, when you meet different people, and your life opens up a bit, But the journey there is long. Barely past a lot of it is psychological, not always physical. It's very true. A lot of mine was psychological. The fear of relapse and stuff, I didn't want to relapse. I was so frightened when I relapsed to come off it again because I had seizures. You drink again, you take the pain away, and then when you're back on it, it's so difficult to get off. Each time you go back on, it's worse. If you could be a whale, crocodile, or hippo, what would you choose? No idea. Maybe a whale. Just get away from everybody. Swim in the sea. Well, alcohol drinks just means more drinks. That's what it would mean to me. When I'm saying low alcohol, we're saying 0. I mean, no, I know there's a tiny, tiny trace, but there's alcohol in ripe bananas and pineapple, so it's just the same. Less, actually. Phil, poison, total poison. Every time you take a drink, you're taking poison into your body. You're right, last night, it's your mindset. It does have to change. If it doesn't change, you're not going to change. My grandfather died from that drink. I judge him now. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I didn't know anybody who died from drink. And I was the only one that got to nearly dying. Everyone else in my family were just pretty normal folk. I think we can be quite extreme people, alcoholics. Overthinkers, caring, give too much away, people pleasers. There's losing a loved one, a father or mother. Does the drink help? Yeah. The drink doesn't help with anything. I find a decent tea bag helps something. Some days my country's Yorkshire. Martin says he drinks tea, fair enough. It's got nothing to do with that. A lot of it's to do with your mindset and how you deal with things in life generally. I was quite a tough policeman, really, mentally and physically. And I had so a lot of grief. None of it affected me. The only things that affected me were things that were personal to me. It might seem a bit sort of, well, that's the normal thing, as it were. But some people are affected by a lot of things, I was always myself. I was worried about other people. Why was I worried about other people? There was nothing wrong with them. It was me who was the problem. I was getting more bother in health than anybody else. I worry about other people. Somebody wants to say, Jonathan Clifton, I get 0%. It does not give you what you need. What you need, though. What you need. What you need in life, Jonathan, is your health. That's what I'm saying. If you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything. I mean, it was only because I was so ill that I got into that problem. You know, and I got my mindset was like, God, I've got to have my health back. Because when you're young and you're strong, you think you can handle it. You're invincible, aren't you? Really, you know what I'm saying? But if you find this live helpful, and all the other ones I've done, then you'd like to support the channel, then you can send a super chat or the buy me coffee links at the top there. That'll be good of you. The overall thing here is if you don't cut down the drink, cut off completely, in my view, then you will die early. Nobody wants to die early. People say to me, I don't mind if I have problems with this, that, and the other. When you're in hospital bed and you've got problems, the doctor says you've got problems, you're going to die, then you regret it. Not when you're in a pub. Because the relapse thing to me was massive. And it just sits on your shoulder waiting to get you. As soon as you have one or two. And, you know, you cannot fight it. It's a bit like the song by The Clash, isn't it? Hello, Dennis, how are you? You know, I fought the law and the law won. Fair enough, isn't it? You know, you're going to get problems like that. You're going to have issues with it. You're not going to be able to deal with life if you're drinking. You know, I was online earlier this morning. Thanks, Mike. Remember trying to book? Did I book a session? Or no, you didn't, Mike. If you go onto the Beacons link, if Mike's watching, half a pint of 0% and half a pint of normal strength, and it might help tapering off. Yeah, anything to reduce the alcohol will help you tapering off. But didn't do much for me because I was so far gone. Most people can stop, but a lot of, well, not a lot. People like me couldn't. I had seizures because I couldn't even go 12 hours without a drink, 24 hours without a drink. But you have a lot of family in Scotland. My mother's Scottish, and most of them are alcoholics. Not leaving all Scottish people alcoholics, but most do love a drink. You don't think it's just like a habit, or like I said, you know, the genetic thing. I'm not sure if there's a genetic link, but a fitter family will have fitter kids. Fat families have fat kids. I don't mean to generalize or judge people. I'm just talking about my observations here. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I look at it. Oh, cheers, Derek. Yeah. No, you didn't book anything. So go on to the link in the description of the Beacons. I'll send you that. I'll send you again in a few minutes. Thanks, Derek. We'll sort it out for you. You're amazing, man. I'm living in Korea, working drunk again. Eric, can I get off it? If you want to get off it, I'll help you get off it. Go to the link in the description or send me your number. This is my number. I should have pinned it really. But I pinned that coffee thing at the top. If anybody wants to support the channel, then go into that. I'm glad the group's grown because there's quite a lot of core people here now, which I can sort of rely on to help others, you know, which is good. And that's why the WhatsApp thing will be good. Because there'll always be somebody about to help. You know, Bertie, from Falkirk, Scotland, my mum's side of the family. Scottish people have always had a reputation for drinking. I mean, same as Geordies, but the Southerners drink more than we do. The death rate in the south is less than the north because we've got more cash, more availability to more health centres and more availability to private centres, and better sort of maybe educational and better food. Thanks, Nick IB, monthly supporter. That's really good. Thank you very much. I appreciate these donations. You know, well, support. You know, and I appreciate all of your support. Thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate that. If anybody else wants to support, then just hit the buy me a coffee link. What's a cup of coffee now? About £4 or £5. Jesus Christ. How much is a pint now? Cambridge the other week was £7. Madness, isn't it? I went insane, filed Chapter 7, left the country. Jesus. Yeah, the wallpaper, and she likes to drink and ginger hair. Fiery temper. Well, yeah. My mother stole 388,000. Jesus Christ. What the hell did she do with that? But I bet it has a lot to do with weather and dark days. Yeah, that's very true. You know, Scandinavian people. Hello, Neil. How are you doing? Scandinavia has a big reputation for drinking, as does drugs, or see what you mean, because of the cold and horrible winter stuff. Then again, I say that people drinking the sunshine. I've had friends going to move to Spain and Greece and have died. So I like how northern boozers or bouncers aren't a thing. They really self-policed back in the day, and the locals would just give a clump to the. Yeah, it's true enough. The really rough boozers, there's no bouncers. Boredom is a killer. 100%. Get a hobby. Great day 22. You're doing really well. Eric, you're only 40. Okay, well, you're just relatively young, aren't you? Anybody of any age, it's never too late to stop, to improve your life. Because my life's improved a lot in the last 5.5 years. And I feel, I was just speaking to somebody today, I did a one-to-one with, I feel better now than I did when I was 25 because I was drinking when I was 25. I had a hangover all my life. I lived in withdrawal, for years and years. Well, not withdrawal, with hangovers. And then it progressed to withdrawal. That's the problem, isn't it? Seems like gym, walking, music. Yeah, it's relaxation, isn't it? That's what you need. Let me know if these are better without the ads, because I've never watched a live of anybody. And I've only done this for 2 weeks, so I'm hopefully getting a bit better at them. It's just a bit of a stab in the dark, to be honest. So I didn't realise there'd be so many people interested in it, especially on weekends. On a good note, are you happy about Oasis Sweden? Not really bothered about Oasis Sweden. I know that they're a good group, a good duo. Bad jobs, work experience, also now helping make one drink more. The thing is, man, any excuse to drink. I used to drink when I was happy, sad, good or bad, you know what I mean? I get nightmares when I've gone sober for a couple of days. It's worth fighting through, though, Nick, It's worth fighting through. It really is. It really is. And, keep going with it. And keep this channel going as well. And drop a super chat in. It doesn't have to be very much. A coffee or something. I want to keep it going as long as I can. Well, forever, really. I get 100 people on here. It'll police itself, if that makes sense. Once the WhatsApp group is going, then it'll be even better because you can talk to each other anytime. And because when I was drinking, in fact now when I'm recovering, I've always got questions. Now, if you just hit the WhatsApp group when you've got a question, somebody will answer it honestly and from experience. So my number, I'll just put the number there, 07837205361. Text that number. I'll get your number and I'll add it to the WhatsApp group and we'll go from there and see what you think about it. I can't seem to stop. Well, that was my problem. But you have to look. You've got to have this commitment to stop. You've got to have a reason to stop. You have to have a valid reason and a very strong incentive to give it up. It's something you've enjoyed, isn't it? When you were young. I don't know, I'm coughing so much. It's something you've enjoyed when you were young. It's been part of your life. Getting fights. Eric, you need some help here. So get under the description part of the videos and click the link and I'll get in touch. Text me or something. It's obviously +44 outside the UK, but you can send me a text. We'll get you on the WhatsApp group for a start. There's an ebook out as well. You need some help. So alcohol recovery is getting your life back, really. So we said the stage of alcohol recovery. Well, the first stage is getting off it, isn't it? And then you go through this shit. I mean, I was in hospital, so generally when I stopped prior to that, I used to get diazepam. And the first thing you notice is you start to feel, in a week or two, your appetite will come back and you sleep a little bit better. Oh, Luke, he's not been on, has he? Not tonight. Your motivation to stop should be your health. 100%. It was mine, yeah. Your health is your wealth. It's as simple as that. If you don't look after your health, no one else is going to look after it for you, the stages, you start to feel a bit better and sleep a little better. Your skin will improve, you get a lot more energy. And then what will happen is you will your mind will clear, get more clarity. Hi, Steve from Lewis and Billy. Love what you're doing. Thanks very much, Lewis. The point I was trying to make is that people who are self-employed normally work a lot more hours. So in my mind, that could be a benefit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, 100% less drinking hours. Yeah, So the light bulb moment for me was when I was admitted to the hospital and told I was going to die if I didn't stop drinking. I had many years prior to that stopped as well. The light bulb moment was I need to look after my daughter. Probably, I didn't give her lifts and be there for a crazy teenager. That was for me. But for the light bulb moment for most people is when you get withdrawals instead of hangovers. The hangover turns into withdrawal. It's just serious. You start to shake. You're not eating properly. You are thinking crazy thoughts and all that sort of thing. It's really bad. Charlotte Kennedy, I lost my partner to drink. They found him dead in the pub trailer. He was only 43. Jesus Christ. You married again. My husband was also not like Charlotte, it's tragic. You need to join the group. You can chat on there. My number's on here somewhere. I'll put it in again for you. I'll put the +44 on. +44. Yeah. Drop me a text, anybody who wants to join this group, because it's going to be good. Okay, right, there you go. Not everyone gets withdrawals. No, maybe not, but I did. I got terrible withdrawals. I felt awful. I felt bad about life. I just felt that I couldn't even drive on a straight road, I didn't have any injections. So I tried to get diazepam, I couldn't get it. Thanks, Derek, I've got your text. I'll sort it out. Not everyone gets withdrawals. I don't believe people don't get hangovers. I used to drink with a lot of people in the police and said, "Oh, I don't get hangovers." And friends of mine as well, not in the police, just normal folk, as it were. Not everyone gets withdrawals. Charlotte, thanks very much for your help there. I get light bulb moments, but I still go back. That's what happened to me for years. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to have this commitment to stop. And every day you think, I'm going to be committed to stop today. I'm not going to pick it up again. Once you're off it, yeah. Once you're off it, then it's mindset then. It's not physical, it's up to you. If you've been off it for 2 months, there's no need for you to start again. Then again, I did. After 8 years. Because I didn't want to, because of the stigma of it, I didn't want to tell this person I met that I had an alcohol issue. But my fiance knows all about it because she's sensible, it's just intelligent. So stand up for yourself. But as I said before, we're a group of very caring people. And we don't sort of I don't know. We don't fight up for it. We don't stick up for ourselves. And we get trod on sometimes, if that makes sense. I just don't know why I did it, went back on it. There was no need to. And, I just don't know why I had to get myself in such a mess. But it's the power of addiction now. The power of addiction. And I don't know why other people can't stop. Maybe we're all the same. Maybe we've all got the same personality trait, which says, "Oh, we need to get back in the game. We need to be with the group again. I want to be in this social network, social club." I don't know what it is. Well, somebody said the other night, "Why do some people get addicted and others not?" And that's a good question, isn't it? Not everyone gets addicted. Most people try heroin and crack get addicted. Most people who drink don't. That's another topic, isn't it? I think withdrawal is more worse than have a drink. And for how long? We drink Guinness Zero the other night. Oh, yeah, I always drink Guinness Zero. Or coffee now. Well, I drink all sorts of. I tend to have a Guinness Zero and go to the pub. And sometimes with a meal. Angry drunk, that's not good, Eric. You've got to work that out. Johnny Clifton, I feel for you, Charlotte. Hopefully we'll solve stuff. I've got a lot of fights. Don't forget to like, folk. Yeah, like and share the videos. And if you want to support the channel, please drop a super chat in. It doesn't have to be very much. Or click the Buy Me a Coffee link that's pinned at the top. It helps to keep the channel going and helps with research and equipment and that sort of thing. I fell out of a hotel bed into a hard floor at 5 a.m. when I was totally honest. It was a loud thump. I was found in a hotel with no clothes on once. And there is evidence of that, apparently. Yeah, this Happy and Nasty Drunks wallpaper. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Nick, I used to ride my bike and sit under a tree with two special blues. When parents argued to calm down, I was falling. Yeah, there's all sorts of things. My partner's quite a clever girl. She was saying, you know, there, there's some sort of trauma in a lot of people's lives, and that's when people need counselling. Maybe I've never had any counselling, but I had quite a good childhood. 0 is perfect, Derek, for me. Not for everybody, though. I get a bit cranky with drink, changed my personality. Well, yeah, it made me overthink. I'm an overthinker anyway. Imagine what it's like when you overthink. Like double busy your brain, isn't it? Um, it's just a crazy, crazy, crazy substance. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to the point of being it sent you crazy. It sent me mad. The anxiety sent me crazy. I couldn't speak to people. My confidence was gone. My mum and dad fighting with each other made me drink. Because that's terrible, isn't it? I was like a few times, yeah. Drinking disorderly is not the worst thing in the world, is it? If you have to work, you drink. Then I really hope you can give it up. I hope we can all give it up. What I don't want is people to relapse. So I want 100 people on here, but call people by Christmas. You want more than that? I'd say 500. I want 100 by the end of August. I wanted 100 by the end of July. We're starting to be thin at the moment. And I want to get some more funding in as well, so we can hire a hall and get together either at Christmas time or just after. So, let's get together on this and be strong. Keep turning up every night. Right, early sobriety. What do I expect? Early sobriety. You're going to have to find something to do to replace, to fill in the time that you spend drinking and spend recovering. If you add up in a week how many hours you spend in bed extra, what are you going to do with all the time? You've got to have a hobby. You've got to have an interest. Otherwise you go crazy. Drink changes most people's personality. I think most of them get happy, cheery. Some get violent. Yeah, but this alcohol and drunkenness and intoxication is no defence in law, I think people are happy, they're going to be happy anyway. I think angry bastards will just get worse, if that makes sense. I don't think you change from being like I am, happy go lucky, having a few drinks and I'm angry. That was never me. It brings out certain aspects of something which is already there, if that makes sense. My husband is violent when he's a cop. Well, yeah. Well, as I was never violent, man. I was frightening my wife. My husband is violent. He's a cop. Stop drinking. So don't drink 0% or low alcohol beer. I'm nearly 8 months sobriety. That's good, Urban Angel. You've got to keep off it. It gets too extreme. I think it's all angry. Maybe Derek actually get pissed off for life, don't they? When they're angry, and it's not a nice sight, is it? Thanks, so I did it for a while, and thought just try again, and realised it would turn me to a different person. Well, yeah, I don't know. It turned me into. I'll tell you what happened to me. I went really insular and pissed off my life. You know what I mean? That's what happened to me. Pissed a bed in an expensive hotel and was charged for. I broke a bed. Broke a couple of beds. I was in Greece. Got fallen over. Absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. The thing is, why do we do it? The reason we do it is because we are, I suppose, in tune with it, and it becomes the normal thing to do to actually drink too much. And none personality to it. And they all think it's quite a normal, like an everyday occurrence, really. And I just think that once we get our mindset around this is not the right thing to do, this is extreme behaviour. It costs us a fortune. It's going to cost you life in the end. Then you're going to snap out of it. It's the first bit is getting sober, and you've got to really focus on that. And then obviously the next bit is keeping off every day. Every day in the first year or so, you'll think about wanting to drink. Yeah, because you've done it for so long. It's a habit which turns into addiction. I hope you benefit from this lives. And if you want to donate a little bit of the channel to keep it going, then please hit the Buy Me Coffee link. I'll drop a super chat in. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just to it keeps everything ticking over and moving along. Pee in the bed was a big thing. Bertie, they weren't alkies, but when they had a night out, came home arguing and violence. There was a young lad who witnessed it. Developed anxiety. That's the reason I had anxiety, but not through family issues. I just had anxiety. My mum ran up loans of credit cards. Jesus. Jim, heroin was my bladder control. I've never taken anything other. The only drug I've had was alcohol. I've been arrested 4 times, not proud of it, always when drunk. Actually in the cells of West End Central. Really? Oh, I would have been there. I was custody sergeant there at West End Central, Vine Street, and also Bow Street. Isn't that weird? Good nick, isn't it, Martin? I bet you got trapped very, very well. And you came out into New Berkeley Street and walked straight over to Regent Street or Oxford Circus. How bizarre is that? Strange, isn't it? How our paths may have crossed. When we get this 100 people together, when we get the WhatsApp group together, we'll be able to network, and make this much stronger for everybody. Martin, a lot of people have been arrested for drunkenness disorderly. A lot of people have been arrested for drunken cable just because they're out of their heads. It's just for public safety. It's for your safety. That's why you get arrested for it. So you're not wandering at the road and causing people grief. Because, like I say, it is very, very mind-altering. Martin, I got treated very well. Even had KFC delivered mid-afternoon. That's good, isn't it? People at the bar don't even bother with me. They know how fucked I am. They just ignore me. Maybe that's happened to me a little bit. You lose focus, you lose your confidence. You're not a good person when you drink too much. You become isolated, because I went very isolated when I was drinking too much, especially towards the end when I was really ill. Nothing was right with my life. Charleston hooks to Eric there. So focus, keep positive about your life, and that's how you're going to get off it. Remember the term lager louts back in the days? Oh yeah, lager louts. Still the same though. People still call British lager louts, especially in England. That's much the Welsh and Scots lager louts in Spain and Greece. Been out for years, wasn't it? Been out for years. I said, if you want to drop a super chat, please feel free to do that, or the coffee at the top. There's a link there, and let's get some funding together and keep things going. New York, Eric is from. Been teaching in Korea. I don't know anything about Korea at all. Another question from somebody: how long does recovery take? Everybody's different, but one thing I can tell you is my anxiety went straight away. I was sober a number of times, in the times I was drinking, as it were. But when I stopped the booze, I pretty much quickly lost the anxiety, and I got my confidence back quick. And maybe that's why I relapsed. Because when I got my confidence back, I thought, oh, I'm back in the game here. You know what I'm saying? And that is one of the things that is a problem, or was a problem for me. So getting my confidence back and realising that I was all right. And then I would think, wow, I can have a drink. But you cannot just start drinking again when you've been off for a while, because it will just kill you. It's as simple as that. There's no ifs or buts about this. It's a poison. You'll not last long when you're doing that sort of thing. It will absolutely just take you, it'll destroy you. Your body will crumble, your mind will crumble, and you will crumble. Then it may kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it'll disable you. Hello, mate X, how are you doing? Leslie, for those who don't stop like me, wind up in hospital and will, like me, have to wear a nappy. That was the least of my problems. I had to learn to walk again after transplant. Last chance. Yeah, Leslie had a transplant. I didn't have a transplant, but I had to learn to walk again. I was in a wheelchair for a long time, between 2019 and 2022. So 3 to 4 years ago, I was in a wheelchair. Absolutely horrendous. But when you stop, then your body will repair quickly. Okay, as I became sober, lifelong anxiety subsided. Yeah, the anxiety will subside very quickly. Everything in your life will improve when you get sober. AA says the ego rebuild, and you can drink safely again. I don't know much about AA, but I can imagine that, yeah. Some people got sober with AA, and my view of it was that it didn't really suit my purpose, really, to be fair. But, I said a lot of people have used it to their advantage. Talk about lager lads to put out some idiots throwing stones at the boat from the quayside perks of having money. All right, the ex-mariner lives in a boat. Had to just pop out some idiots throwing stones at the boat from the quayside perks of having a meal mooring near the seawall. Yeah, I sat on the porch puffing weed just to cope. That's fair enough. You don't do any harm there. Weed's a lot less catastrophic, should we say, than drink, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's not good. Got 40 people on there. It's quite low for Friday, but maybe people are busy. I think this will get busier and bigger in the winter. It's only about complete absence, but it's progress, not perfection. It's okay to slip up. Then it's back to hard work of absence. Why should abstinence be hard work when your life is better? I don't know what it is. What took me back to the drink? A feeling of not being part of the crowd, I think. Not just boredom. I was involved with local alcohol service. I was off the drink for 9 weeks, said to someone who became a friend, I'm going to have a couple tonight. I didn't stop for 4 months. That's the problem. Instead you have one or two, you're back on it, aren't you? I take Xanax, took something today and drinking. I've never tried that. It's supposed to be quite good. Better without booze. It often requires a rock bottom, and rock bottoms can be extremely damaging. fair enough. Temptation of chasing the buzz again. Yeah, that's the video I did tonight. You're chasing the buzz of when you were 19. You're not going to do it again. Close the chapter. The book's finished. You know? Let's go on to a new chapter, which is this channel now. If you want to help the channel out or support it, then please drop a coffee in or a super chat or something. Focus has got to change when you get sober, because I hate to think the amount of man hours I've spent recovering from alcohol or drinking. I could have run a business as well as having a full-time job. The recovery time gets much longer as you get older. You know, it's common sense. It's like running an old car, isn't it? You can't run an old car at 100 miles an hour anymore. Your body starts to give up, and that's the problem. Your mind gives up. My mind did. I was like a good friend after work. My mum robbed me from some of her. Eric, have you had a look at the begin to sing? We'll do one to one, trying to get it sorted. Another question. Yeah, let me have a look. Many more questions. More obviously nutrition. What's the best thing to eat? To be honest with you, James, the best thing to eat is just a balanced diet. Don't worry too much about it. You know, you're not an Olympic athlete. You've had problems with alcohol. We all have. That's why you're here. You've got to eat to get some nutrients in you. To eat anything. If you're going to eat something to eat for a while, then you must eat something. Or you're just going to waste away. I was 9 stone. I'm 6'3". I was very deconditioned. Alcoholism only gets worse drinking more. That's when you know it needs to stop. Yeah. I packed smoking in 10 years. Packed smoking 10 years ago. Loads of failed attempts. As soon as click suddenly that mindset is mentioned here. It's also about mindset. You can ask yourself this. Do you want to be alive next year or do you want to die? It's as simple as that. It can be harsh, that, but it's very true. And it's one of these things where there's no middle ground, is there? You're the drink or you die. That's it. I don't know. That's why I can't understand why doctors say, doctors will say to you, just cut down. Can't just cut down. Cranberry juice. I haven't tried it. I've had read that cranberry juice does good. Does you some good. John, just be taking the dog out. Nice to see you. I've never heard of smart meters, know me. The thing is, you've got to look after yourself. That's the main thing, isn't it? Right, building self-compassion. Right, another one here. Coping with anxiety. Well, it didn't really affect me in recovery. Alcohol and depression. Well, we all know it depresses you. Hello, John. Nice to see you. I'm just talking about here depression. How depressed did you get? I got very down when I used to drink, and I wanted to stop. I just couldn't stop because I was just in the throes of it all. If that makes sense, couldn't get off it. Jim, self-management recovery training, not based on disease model. Is it a disease or an illness? It's been classified as an illness, isn't it? Alcohol use disorder is an illness now. It's hard to give up addiction as you get older, the mind, the body. That's a very good point there. I never thought about that, Mr. Marner. It's harder to give up addiction as you get older, the mind, the body are weaker. I would have thought it would have been easier because your mind's a little bit more experienced. And if you remember all the bad times, because when I was younger, I was a bit crazy. As in, not crazy, I had a responsible job. I was like, oh, I don't care about that. I don't care if something happens to me in the future. When you're 25, you never think you're going to be 45, do you? It's a long time in the distance. But interesting point. My problem was sugar, very addictive. I've just lost 14 kilos. Taking up running and joined the local sport had to change my life. Yeah, you've got to change your life. That's it, you've got to change your life. It's horrible. Something's getting up and going to the gym in the morning, you know. But you've got to do it. And once you're in there, you feel better. Where were you eating? Height of your drinking? No, I wasn't eating anything, Michael. Nothing. I went out 9 stone. Barely passing blood in stools and urine. I've recently been CT scanned, 2 colonoscopies, and the gastroscopy. It's all clear of cancer. You still got to be careful. Anything you've got wrong with you will get worse if you continue to drink. Next tomorrow, history, but alcoholism is more severe as you get older than more severe. That's true, yeah. Your body's weaker, isn't it? Yeah. Good point. Oh, there's a clear form of mental illness. Well, it was with me. The anxiety was horrendous. You know, the stresses I had and all that sort of thing. It was absolutely mad. It just took my life off me, really, to be honest. I had no life with alcohol. But I drank a lot. But in the last 20 years, I haven't drank that much, only 5 years. I was off that period and I've been off now, but I can't drink again. I know I can't because I'll die. I mean, I was very extreme, but like the summer, a few of us been extreme, and Leslie had this transplant. We just didn't stop. We didn't have any off button. That was the problem. You know, there's no off switch. I said, I hope you're enjoying these lives with no ads, and if you want to drop a coffee in, please do, or a super chat. It's most welcome, obviously. Helps me keep the channel current and keep it running, you know. It takes quite a bit of time to do this. How to build a sober daily routine. That's a good point. You've got to set yourself up with some sort of schedule. Because when you're drinking, you sort of bimble around and wander into life, and every day is the same in a way. You've got no focus, so you have to build in a little bit of. Get up at 9 o'clock, whatever time you get, maybe go to work and come back and make yourself a meal. Have some structure to your life. When you drink, you don't have any structure, really, do you? The first thing all you want to do is go to work, get it over as quick as possible, and go to the booze, and it feels better. You feel safe in the booze, don't you? You feel safe at home with a drink. Cardio exercise is a great stress reliever. You know, it's just a brisk walk, 100%. And have you ever watched George Best documentary about it? No, I haven't seen that. It would be interesting, that. Have you ever watched... Hello, Catherine. Thanks very much for that sort of chat. Always welcome. Really appreciate that. Cheers, Catherine. And cheers to James earlier. I really appreciate this. The George Best interview about his transplant, I haven't seen that. Eric helps cope with loneliness. That's really good, Catherine. First super chat of the night. See if we can get a couple more. It doesn't help with loneliness, it just makes the clock go around faster mentally. That's all really. Sean had a bit of an issue with food lately. Anxiety around swallowing food has just really affected my nutrition. Why is it? What's the problem with swallowing it? If you've got a problem swallowing it, then just liquidize it, you know. You've got to have something in you. Eric, just try. It's better to have tried and failed. Well done, Samara, for that. Jim, Eric, that's self-talk. Thomas Stone, hi, Dottie. Yeah, we've got to stop making excuses for this. If somebody had a brand new liver and ruined that, that's how bad. Oh, yeah. I spoke to a liver transplant consultant in hospital when I was in there. And I haven't had a transplant. But I was just talking to just one doing his rounds one day. And I said that many people relapse after they've done what I did, been in hospital like me. He said a lot of people relapse. Large numbers of people relapse, even after transplants. And I said, why is that, doctor? And he said, because it's the power of addiction. And you've got to be very, very strong to beat this, mentally and physically. Because if you're not, one or the other will take you back to the booze. And you can't afford to be led down the garden path, by the way. My mother always says, she's 94 next month, that I was always easily led, but not now. As he's shown, have you tried whizzing up food in a blender? Yeah, that's what you got to do. Raspberries, bananas, bit of milk, fantastic. You feel good as well. It says eating it, doesn't it? You just, actually, I was anorexic, so drank to swallow foods. Speak to your GP. Speak to your GP. Anti-abuse works. I've never tried anything like this. All I had was 4 courses in my life. 4 courses of diazepam, and they wouldn't give me any more. I don't have any medications all now. Motivation would be your friend with the road ahead, yeah. Right, can't drink and not. It is all about motivation. You've got to be highly motivated to stop drinking. I mean, the one about doctors, junior doctors going straight in and said, "Oh, doctors are really highly motivated." They probably are highly motivated, but I'm more highly motivated than those doctors are, because I've beaten the drink. It's a battle, a real big battle. And this is why we're going to get this group, this WhatsApp thing going, because it'll help you when you've got. Everyone has questions. Have you noticed? I bet when this is finished later on, or when I've been doing every night, you've got questions. You think, "Oh, boss, we should ask that." So when you go to the doctors, you think, "Oh, shit, I wish I'd asked that." But when the WhatsApp group's open and run, text me on that number, and I'll get you on the list. I tried and felt like my head was going to explode. Anti-abuse is to retrain the brain. You can retrain the brain yourself if you've got the nose to do it. Honestly, you know. You've got to do this for yourself. I don't believe in all these medications. The only one I believed in was the one that stopped me from having seizures. That was diazepam. From then on, the rest of it, and propranolol, a waste of time. My mum would feed us in this case, and it was great. Okay. What to say when people offer you a drink? Just say you don't drink anymore. And they'll go, "Why are you an alcoholic?" And just say, "I had a bit of a problem with alcohol. I don't drink anymore." Any more, carry on, just walk away. Do not people please never drink for them, because that's going to kill you. It's as simple as that. In the end, and just, if you've had a time off, you've gone back on again, you're finished. You know what I'm saying? Thanks again, Catherine, for that super chat. If anybody else wants to drop a super chat into or a coffee, that'd be most welcome. Yeah, a lot of people are asking about this anti-abuse. It's apparently something that stops you craving or makes you ill when you drink. I can't think that's very pleasant or useful. But some people swear by it. I've never tried it, but I had a mate who had it, and he had a heart attack or had a stroke when he was driving 2 days later. Again, Nick, thanks for your coffee. Mr. Arteval has bought a coffee as well. Thanks very much for that. I appreciate it. That's all. Ian, thanks very much for that. And I really appreciate that. Spot on. You see, the thing is, with all of this, it's a very sneaky disease, this. And it will come up and bite you, right? And it's not one of these things where you're going to... thanks, Mr. Devel. I appreciate that, coffee. These donations are so important to keep this channel running. Even just a small amount, that's a fantastic amount. Anything is good. And I appreciate all your support on here as well, and the comments. And the fact you're talking amongst each other is really good as well. And that's why this WhatsApp group will thrive. Because there's a lot of clever people on here. I'm just the face that's doing it. I'm not the clever person behind all this. Well, I'm behind this, but you know what I'm saying? You're talking about different things. I don't know anything about some of these tablets people are taking. I've never heard of them. But I take coffee. Coffee's good for you, you know. It protects the liver. If you get a couple of cups of coffee a day, it's far better than tea if you've got alcohol issues or maybe some scarring on the liver, cirrhosis, fibrosis, that sort of thing. Don't think of cirrhosis as a death sentence. If you keep off the beer, you keep your weight decent, you keep yourself healthy, you keep a positive mindset, a clean diet, you find you can live a normal lifestyle, normal life. Not abuse, again, I think blocks the dopamine I have to admit, it feels like a rock being in a fight all the time at the bar. I think I'm low on serotonin. Right, okay. You see what I mean? All this technical stuff. It's all gobbledygook to me. So you can talk amongst each other and get this WhatsApp thing going. I think it'll be good. Good for everybody. Let's talk some other questions. I've got a lot of questions going on. Please you send the questions in. And I've got a lot of questions from subscribers. There's 13,500 subscribers now. And I've done it for, what is it now? Nearly 15 months. Which isn't that long, really. It's just over a year. To get that many subscribers is good going. Just moving to music helps the mood, yeah? Anything to help your mood is good. There's a complexity and simplicity to alcoholism. It's both chemistry and psychology. Robert's a knowledgeable person, you see. Unlike myself, I just put a stab in the dark sometimes. Baffling and cunning alcohol is. It wants to live almost like its own personality. After years of drinking, I started seeing it as a dialoguing part of my mind. Insidious disease. It's his mind. Let's try journaling on mutual aids. If your local area of meditation helps, yeah. It makes you happy. It's produced in the brain. Or serotonin. Right, how maybe people are low on that. You're so right. The thing is that we've all got different personalities, but in the main, we are caring people. We're people pleasers, and that's why we get this anxiety before we even drink. Because it's a depressant, then you're going to feel even worse. You're going to be pissed off with life, sick of everything, and life just becomes intolerable. It was for me. I just couldn't cope. And I've been a big, strong lad, as it were, you know. I'm not being flippant about this. It's just I've felt my life completely crumbled to the point where I didn't feel alive anymore. I felt I was just dying every day. I died a little bit more, especially in my mind. You know, I'd be crawling around and the bed was sunken. I had rats in the flat. Couldn't speak to anybody. That's not a good way to live, is it? In your 50s. Friends of mine have died because of it. I saw people in hospital die because of it. That's how serious it is. But we still don't take it seriously. Not like somebody says you've got this problem, you've got that problem, you need some surgery. You take it very seriously. Very seriously. When somebody says your liver might be fat, you might have some problem with the liver, you might have kidney issues because of the booze. You go, oh, okay, I'll be fine. You think you know more than they do. It's crackers. You not know more than I do, and not know more than the Submariners is about life with alcoholism because we've been there, and Leslie had a transplant. There's some very knowledgeable people in there. You've got to keep in touch with these people. What do you think? Has there been people become alcohol dependent, trauma, mental health, stress? Tom, I think it's a habit that goes into addiction, to be honest. Someone I reckon they based the story of Jekyll and Hyde on an alcoholic. It does, man, yeah, good point. Tom, yeah, I think it's a habit that becomes an addiction. Taking antidepressants and drinking alcohol will just cancel each other out. True. What I've noticed is that the first drink would always make me very happy, maybe half a second to one. Yeah, the buzz gets less and less and less as you grow older. And then you don't get any buzz. And all you're doing is drinking to take away pain of just to try and get your brain a little bit settled, but it just gets worse and worse. Does anyone else take statins? No, I don't. Somebody else might though. I was deprogramming podcast away from repetition from air. When I used to drink, procrastinate. Oh, that's the problem. 100%. I used to procrastinate all the time. I'll say I feel rough. I'll do it next time. I'll stop drinking Wednesday. I never did. Told you it was sheer misery, not life alone. 100% misery. If you benefit from these, are you enjoying these lives or they're helping you at all, and you want to support the channel, please drop a coffee in or a super chat or something, and we'll keep going. As well, drinking alcohol and any medication will reduce the strength of the drug. Yeah, and also drinking alcohol, if you've got other illnesses, will cause you hassle and illness and maybe even death. I really like the people in here. Not my type of format though. Cheers for what you're doing. Thanks, James. I'll try it. But it was a long time ago. I might go and give him a talk. And you're publican who didn't drink years ago, and I asked him, "Did you ever drink?" And he said, "No, I should have took your hint." Exactly, yeah. Yes, I take atorvastatin for high cholesterol. You know, I've got no medication. I was quite unusual at my age, but I was very fit when I was young. You see, what you do when you're younger dictates what's going to happen in the future. So you need to stop drinking now because you're going to need a hell of a lot of care when you get older, if you're still around. And I want everybody to survive this. And I want as many people as possible on this WhatsApp. I'll put the number again. And what I would like to get together at some point, maybe the middle of the country, some distant day, 6 months ahead or after Christmas, and have a meeting, proper meeting, start with like a movement, you know, a sober movement, better than the air, a bit more lively. The air is too somber for me. It's working for you doing away, that's fine. I'm doing this YouTube. Thanks, Jim. Frank Foley, I found AA to be on a par with religion. That is my view. I don't know it's because we're ex-forces, or I mean, I'm ex-police service, but I found I like black and white. I like scientific stuff. And the religion thing, I'm not really sure about religion thing. I don't know whether all that goes on, you know. Yeah, you were looking in that way because you were so fit. Yeah, I never smoked. Fit, never smoked. Had a decent diet, and then the drink took over because eventually the drink's going to take over if you keep throwing it down your neck. I gave my car. My car was impounded by Western Sentinel. I then was charged with a bit of a ban. A much faster sports car. They searched my car. I didn't find the thing. Something. It should have been a way to. Yeah. Why was your car impounded? I used to hate taking cars in that garage area because it's so small. An atheist anyway. That's why I end up not going to fellowship. There you go. So Marna, I definitely agree. A is not for me. No. I'm not going to say anything too bad about it because I just don't know enough about it. But this channel, I want this to be as good as A, better than A. There's no reason why not, because we can help each other. There's expertise here. We're not saying there's a higher power and give yourself up and all that. I just think this is what you got to do. And if you want detailed help, ask for a one-to-one. And I'll do that for you. Only one-off charges, not very much. And I'll do all the follow-ups, welfare checks, make sure you're okay. And the link's in the description. The number's there as well. And the WhatsApp group's going to help you as well. So there's three things. Fourth, well, the videos, you can watch them as long as you like. The lives, all that's free. They don't cost anything. The WhatsApp group might cost a couple of quid. And then the one-to-ones. And then you can just watch them at your will. And you can also have some sort of contact with people. Contact is very important. Good evening, Adam. How are you doing? Nice to see you. We were talking about the A a little bit there. Hope you're well, Adam. Adam's regular here, so it's Bertie, you know. One day at a time, never give up. Give it your own. True. Robert, I'm not an A spokesman, but I am a fan. Good. I know I found some about Dresden. There's always good news. That's good. Some positive news from Robert there. I had a failed roadside breath test. Was under at the station, and Charles got you. Yeah, so basically they took the keys off you. Yeah. Hans, 2 weeks dry. 2 weeks dry, well done, Hans. Sleeping better, thinking better, but the booze is on my mind. It will be initially, but you'll come off that. John, Billy Bassett, same here. This place, some sort of chemical thing. Atorvastatin. Billy, my cholesterol was high 3 weeks. I've been looking for that. The only thing that was damaged on me was my liver. Obviously, my head with the anxiety, but this is healthy distraction, keeping some people safe, not drinking tonight. Yeah, I think it's somewhere to go to, isn't it? Because night times, I've spoken about this most nights. Night times I was lonely and I was depressed. I was depressed and lonely all the time when I was drinking. However, there's nobody to talk to. There's nothing outside, is there? At night. There's no noise even. It's just listen to that. Nothing. You got 8 hours of that. And I didn't sleep properly. There was some secret drinking going on with a few senior members, and nobody called it out except me, so I had to leave. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, understand that one. There's a lot of drinking going on in the police. There still is. There's a lot of drinking going on in every organisation, isn't there? You know what I'm saying? It's not just police and forces, everybody, isn't it? I just think it's everywhere. And I don't believe the media saying people are drinking less, because why are there more people dying? Why are there more people dying? Because people are drinking stronger drinks. The problem's getting worse. Cirrhosis is presenting in much younger patients as well. There's lots and lots of problems with this. Sean, I'm so very lonely as a wife of an alcoholic. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Sean. Not good, is it? Why didn't you get your partner to have a look at this one-to-one? Or you look at it and get them on it. If you need a link, it's in the description of the video, the latest videos. Up for the blood test, Martin, to the police station. That's fair enough. Steve, I'm talking about drinking within the AA. Oh, got you. Understand what you're saying. So you're saying people in the AA were drinking, right? I didn't go long enough to sort of explore anything like that. Only went twice, and I found the higher power thing a little bit too much for me. I found people stayed because of useful business contact. Well, yeah, that's fair enough. People maybe go to the AA for useful business contact. There's no reason why we can't do it here. Network on here, especially when we get the WhatsApp group going. My number's everywhere. Text me if you want to be part of the group. That would be good. I just have got a feeling. I've got a good feeling about this whole channel, because I think there's, especially since I've been doing the lives, there's been a lot more interaction, and there's some very, very handy people here. I don't mean handy as in fighting. Maybe there are as well, you know. I think some men are still embarrassed to talk about their personal issues. Of course they are. It's easier said than done. But what's that? Mephistopheles or something. You should have told you some clever people. I couldn't even say that. Let's celebrate the existence of life and drinking drugs and do whatever the hell we want. Fair enough. When you load though, nothing sounds better than the Grease soundtrack. Yeah, I think we'll get a bit on about how you feel when you're on a drink, really. Right, have a look. I don't know about who celebrates milestones. Well, exercise and alcohol. Obviously, recovery. I'm on about you. You must exercise, get your life back. You know, it's 100%. There's a lot of comments here, so I'm not touching many subjects. It's all nothing with me. That's the problem. Probably most of us. Yeah, we can't just have one or two. We've got to have 10. And that's the issue, isn't it, with all? We can't just have one or two. We have to go over the top. And that makes it very difficult to live in a normal society, really. Because we're not social drinkers anymore. We're past that. It's closed. I'll reiterate again, if I can say that probably. If you're finding this live helpful and you'd like to support the channel, then please send us a super chat, or the coffee link's pinned at the top. And it helps me making content like this all the time, you know, and all the videos are there. There's 1,300 videos now. Seems a lot of videos, but I've got a lot of stories. I've got a lot to talk about. I feel in good company here. I started drinking at the age of 13 due to my father's death. Yeah, I was just on my partner about this trauma. I think we've all had a bit of trauma at some point in our lives. Drinking drugs is the opposite of celebrating life. It's attempting to escape. It's nonsense. Very good point. It's slow suicide. It's as simple as that. I suppose I found that talking to other alcoholics, to other alcoholics regardless of the form, keeps me in touch with the disease. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Urban Angel, that had a similar attitude and lots of fun until my body said, no, yeah, that's it. We give up. It gives up. It's like having a sports car. You keep driving at 100 miles an hour. It's eventually going to stop. Frank said, I'd never met any army people who didn't drink. Yeah, but I never met a solicitor who didn't drink either. It's not just the culture of the army or the forces or the police. I'd never met a barrister who doesn't drink. I never met a doctor who doesn't have a drink. Or a dentist. I'm the same one I felt apart with my dad died. Yeah, when you're very young, there's something happens to us, isn't it? Mine was my marriage. Married to you and had a very violent wife. Now, I went from being a reasonably moderate drinker to being a heavy drinker immediately. I felt trapped. That was a problem with that, you know. The biggest mistake you'll ever make is having children to the wrong person. That's just life, isn't it? We can't change that. Got to keep keep going. Got to keep going, keep positive, keep healthy. There's not many elements to this, really. You don't have to think, God, I'm going to have my leg chopped off next month, right? All you have to do is stop drinking the best way you can, the quickest you can, without going crazy and having a seizure. When you've stopped drinking, the second part of that to fix all of this is just keep off it. That's it. I mean, we all know Paul Gascoigne, and he keeps saying, "Don't pick up." What do you mean by don't have the first drink? And he couldn't do it, could he? But you can, with my help and your help. I can keep sober. I was watching. Adam said I was watching an interview with George Best, wife discussing his addiction. This Eric's talking about John Travolta here, but that's a different story, isn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, celebrities will get the limelight, but think of all the other people you know are alcoholics. I haven't spoken to many families who haven't been touched by alcohol in some way, negative way, because there's nothing positive about it. Well, somebody's been arrested for drink drive, or been arrested for drunken assault, drunken the cable. There's been an assault in the family. There's been some domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Bertie says, "I'm just glad I'm no longer the idiot." No, I promoted you 3 days ago when you behaved yourself. You finished the licorice now. You can move on to something better. That's quite a funny thing. But it's such a laugh the other night, didn't we? About Bertie Bassett and all. Where's RY gone? Ryan, he was a bit of a dick, wasn't he? He just disappeared now. I mean, I like a few people coming on making stupid comments because it keeps things lively. Although this is a serious subject, very serious subject. But, you're talking about extreme medicine needed here for some people, as in the case of Leslie, what a liver transplant. It's a hell of an operation. I mean, 10% of people die on the slab with a liver transplant. Very high complexity rate after it's done as well. And can you imagine? It's a massive operation. I think it's about 10 hours operation, isn't it? Eric, a lot of men end up beating their wife. A lot of women beat their husbands as well, just wasn't reported. In treatment, we were told that the greatest predictor of who will become an alcoholic problem drinker is the age at which they began. Right. This is a good point, Robert. I read this the other day in an article. The younger you start, the more chance you have of becoming an alcoholic. That seems pretty straightforward. But it's much higher if you start 11, you've got a massive chance. Start 15, less chance, and so on. And it's quite dramatic, the difference. Just what the 1 year will make when you're younger. If you're drinking using to escape is an easier way of saying we are running in fear. Have you heard of the buffalo analogy? We must be the buffalo to conquer the fear. I haven't actually. See what I told you about this channel is going to be big because there's a lot of clever people here. Very clever. And if this is helping you all, then please drop a super chat or something and support the channel or buy a coffee or something. Because it's got a lot less expensive than going to the piss, isn't it? How much money did I spend? Fucking hell, I think about it. I mean, going back 15 years ago, I could spend 20 years with 1,500 quid a month. That's drinking the Mayfair. George Best is a real fantastic footballer, the real first one. A lot of footballers have come to grief. A lot of sports people, a lot of people have, let's be fair. It's just the same percentage, really. It's just, obviously, football is a smaller group of people. Look at the amount. There's politicians. Princess Margaret had problems with alcohol. Charles Kennedy died of alcohol. Boris Yeltsin died of problem. I've never been able to have one or two, nor me. Or even 5 or 6 of my mates. I see as an advertiser. I never used to understand why everyone couldn't say stay in the pub. Yeah, John, we were always the last in the pub. We didn't have a stop button. We didn't have an on-off switch, you see. There was a picture of me drinking over beer when I was 4. Well, I think he'd be drunk many then, but you know what I'm saying. The younger you are, the worse it is. Churchill was a total pisshead, wasn't he? And he ran World War II as runners, but you know what I'm saying. Michael Parkinson. I didn't know about Michael Parkinson being an alcoholic, man. It's incredible, isn't it? Comic relief is important, even in the serious. About 100%. You have to have a bit of a laugh. Yes, George Best was so bad. God help him. Samara John Doe, same here. When I was drinking at home, I would throw the cap of the vodka away, but it never went back in the bottle. Yeah, I must admit, I'm glad in a way I never did spirits, but it made it more difficult for me to hide drink with everything being in bottles. A lot of us here they spent hundreds of thousands, yeah. But George's best mum was an alcoholic. Really, I didn't know that. So I say, if you want to drop a super chat or buy a coffee for the channel, please do. You're saving a fortune by being here. I could spend £100 a night, easily. That's with no food. Beef and chicken getting Eric a single, maybe. Mind I thought Bertie was, but he's not. Susie Q, Susie Cotterill. It was 2 years trying to get my husband to see his alcohol was a problem. He's finally stopped drinking. Fantastic. 3 weeks now after ruining my birthday. Wow. At least he pulled himself round. And if he needs any support, then there's a link in the description of the videos. If he needs a one-to-one support, might help going forward. Because a lot of people can stop and not stay off it. That's the sweet spot. If you can stay off it. Beef and chicken. So why am I healthy? 66, probably done 500 exit drinks, 40 cans Friday and Saturday. Bit like me, you've been lucky. Mephistopheles, that must be some Greek god or something. Some of us are lucky. I mean, I've got my liver's not particularly good. Well, it's all right. It's perfect actually in a way. Liver function is perfect, but everything else is fine. Alcoholic isn't old. And alcoholic isn't age. Old age is a sad thing. Yeah, gin my mother's ruin. £15 a school in Australia. There's lots of drink issues in Australia, isn't there? No, well, it's everywhere, isn't it? To be fair, look at Russia; it's bad as well. Russia's not particularly good. It gets us everywhere we go, isn't it? It's really bad. I just cannot see there an end to it unless there's some sort of government intervention with it, or there's some education. Maybe getting to schools or something, universities, and get people told this is what's going to kill you. But it will. How many pints in a school now? Not sure. Remember the yards of ale people used to drink? A sales meeting, a new product is being introduced, medicine that would cure alcoholism with only one pill. The alcoholic in the room puts up their hand and asks, what happens if I take two? Exactly. Germany is really, really bad, of course. Sober life seems kind of boring, sadly. Why is it boring? When you can do so much, you can come in here. You can go for a run. You can go fly around the world. You want. The thing is, you can do what you want when you're sober. With it, I mean, everyone's got financial constraints, but when you've been to the point of death, nearly dying, just being able to look at the sky is good. Being able to breathe, enjoy a cup of tea, all that sort of thing. It's incredibly, incredibly powerful being sober. 1 spoon and 3/4 of a pint. Feel free to drop a super chat in if you're enjoying the lives and if they make you feel any better. I hope they make you feel better. Or buy me a coffee. It's pinned at the top. Martin, a yard of ale. Another example of the macho side of boozing. Do not say this now. No, you don't. I saw in a pub in Northumberland not long ago. Just one of them on the above the fireplace. I think Southland and Kent were a different breed. Maybe living alcoholism is much more boring than living sobriety. 100% EVRT. George said once that this country builds up celebs and loves destroying them. Maybe there's a lot of celebrities gone past that and been done all right, but I see a point on them. Yeah, it doesn't take any prisoners this country, does it? We'll do about another 7 minutes. Give enough time to buy a coffee or put a super chat in if you wish. I hope the lives are benefiting you. I hope you're enjoying them because I said something to pop into, wasn't it? It would be massive this in the winter because there's less to do. People be stuck in all day or all night anyway. Charlotte Kennedy, my best party nights. Me and my mates have always been sober. If one place is boring, you can drive to the next. Exactly. Life's better. I've been in working men's clubs up north. The drinking was a lot heavier. Oh, crazy. Mad, isn't it? Leslie, 17 hours. That's good. The working men's club was mad. Heaton, you're welcome. 15 litres of blood. Jesus. That's incredible. 17 hours operation. So Leslie said the liver transplant took 17 hours, 15 litres of blood, and 2 teams of surgeons. She's a miracle, this lady. I need to get totally one-to-one at some point. Total miracle. That the trauma of that on your body, all because of the fucking drink. All because of the drink. There's a guy in a hospital bed opposite me, had a very minor issue when he was in the ward next to me, and he went and he didn't come back. It had nothing to do with liver, it was just something else. Adam, thanks very much, Adam, for that super chat. Really appreciate that. Adam's support there. And if anybody else wants to drop a little super chat in or a coffee, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you think. I really do. I'm a very sincere person. Probably too soft, that's why I got in a mess with alcohol. But I think there's a lot of good people on here as well, man. I think you all are. I think I had a little couple of days when I had all wine, some Scouse guy. Bit of a pain, but other than that, everyone's 100%, Yes, Samara, I'll endorse that. Leslie, wishing you all the best in your recovery. It's incredible, that 17-hour operation. So glad you're still with us, Charlotte says, yeah. I'm sure Adam would concur with that. She's an amazing woman to have survived that. Life isn't boring, just got to have the bollocks to find something fun. Millions of hobbies there. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing more boring than sitting in a hospital bed from 7 a.m. when you're woken up and probably not sleeping because they're moving patients about and there's loads of nurses running around. That's fucking boring. It's great to feel good and have a cup of coffee and a cup of tea. And a slice of toast or a fried breakfast I had a day, and I had a fried breakfast for months in Newcastle. Really marvellous. I couldn't eat anything when I was drinking. I didn't enjoy any food. I didn't enjoy speaking to anybody. I looked terrible. I didn't clean my teeth. Didn't shower. Did fuck all. That was boring. 17 hours, that is a long operation, isn't it? I'll be slugging you off tomorrow, only joking. You're okay, but you're doing well. You passed your probation by Saturday. Adam, we all appreciate your advice and your understanding. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. Comments are bonkers Friday night stuff. You're in for a long night, Steve. I don't think it's been very funny tonight. I think it's been boring. We appreciate you spending your time helping me. Good, I'll buy you 060. Good man. We've got to meet up. The more we get in the donations, the faster we'll meet up. So stick a coffee in if you can. And we'll get a whole, I reckon mid-country, York would do. It's a long way from Kent, mind. Depends how many people live where. We'll maybe do 3 a year. That'll be good idea, wouldn't it? 1 north, 1 Midlands, 1 south. Hi, Paul. How are you doing? I see you. Leslie, then they put me on morphine amongst other hallucinations. I had jungle animals in my hotel room and I kept calling out. It's horrendous, Leslie, what you've been through. Absolutely horrendous. Martin, thanks very much. I feel a lot better. It looks a bit grainy, this, but I feel 100% better in the morning. I woke up at 10 a.m. throwing up when they released me. By the way, the pretty Korean girls in the front desk, they did that Asian laugh. I don't know what that is. You've obviously been around a bit, Eric, and seen a bit of life. You can learn a lot from this channel. We can all learn a lot. I'm learning everything from everybody, every day, every night, And it's nice to get a few donations in as well. And it's nice to build on this because I'll say about, I reckon 50 now. 50 regular people, which is good. If you like and share the videos, like and share the lives, then more people will be aware. I don't want to start an advertiser. I did put something on Instagram the other day. Because the more people we've got, the better, isn't it? Where are you from the northeast? I'm from southeast Northumberland. I moved away here. I was drinking Toon or so cheap. Ginger, I'm actually at the moment in Gosforth. I was born in Moat, but then went to the Met Fish in London, lived South London. I lived in Epping Forest. I lived in Portsmouth for a while. Then went to the Scottish borders for a while. Been all over really, but I know Crampton. There's a shopping centre there, isn't there? I don't go there a lot, but I do pass it on my way to Moat. Gosforth. I don't know about the drinking culture in the Royal Navy now, but I know five submariners tested positive for K1 submarine. Jesus Christ! But they must know they're going to get tested though. Yes, thanks for being here. No problem. Steve, what creams do your fiance get you? Your skin does it better? I just use I just use um the Vaseline, like the dark coloured Vaseline. Um, it's a like that big sort of thing. Not a specialised thing. Get her some Elemis. That's quite expensive Elemis. But I just use the normal Vaseline. If you go to Savers, about £8 in Boots. You go to Savers, you get it for £3.59. Nice to get a bargain, isn't it? What cream did you get? I'm in the southeast, Steve. I don't mind meeting halfway. Yeah, that's fine. Well, let's do that. Get some coffees bought and get some sort of chatting. We'll hire a hall. I think we should do it in January when all the drinking's finished. Everyone else is pissed off in January because they're skint, fed up, hungover. They've crashed a car, lost their license, their wives run away, or husbands have run away, and kids have disowned them. Meet then when we're on top of the world. Because the 1st of January, when you're sober, is absolutely incredibly good. Really is. Way in the southeast. Interesting about what the Submariner said about cocaine. Cocoa butter, good for your skin. That's it. The cocoa butter. Yeah, that's the one. It's good, isn't it? And it's got a nice smell. I never use any cream now doing your body now. Don't say you're going to take a lot of creams. It's not that big. You should look after yourself. That's what you're going to do now. We've got to try and look after ourselves because I never did that. Even when I was healthy, I didn't ask myself properly. You know what I mean? Need to be focused on yourself. Look after yourself and be good to yourself. Yeah? That's the thing. Be good to yourself for once. Stop people pleasing. Stop being so bloody mamby-pamby lordy-do and stand up for yourself. And when people say, why don't you drink? You're a boring bastard. Tell them to fuck off. In layman's terms. Because they don't know what you've been through. People say to me, because I've got quite a good life now. I don't mean I'm not wealthy or anything, but I've got a nice attitude to life. I'm come across quite pleasant, quite smart, and because I'm a drinker. You've never had any problems in your life. You wouldn't have a fucking clue what I've done in the police, in my domestic problems in marriage, the drinking, the living with alcoholism, the associated issues. They haven't got a clue. Blue Moon and Monday. Only addictions compare how bad we were, how much we spent, how much we drank, who we drank. Yeah, it's true. I remember Rush Limbaugh would always say that. Well, tonight is the first time you've been on there, isn't it? Where did you hear about the channel? Because you're in Korea. Not that matters with the World Wide Web as it will. But we need to keep sharing this, keep going with it, get it bigger. Tomorrow we'll get more people on. And as the winter approaches, we'll get a lot more. I'll put my number up again. I want you to please text this number if you want to be part of the WhatsApp group. Because that will be a massive self-help chat group. Bring up specific topics, leave notes in there. What's happened there? I think I've done something wrong there. I don't know what's happened there. Wait a minute. That's it. You can leave notes in there. Ask each other questions. Ask me questions, and get around to building a solid base of knowledge. Because a lot of knowledgeable people here, and if this knowledge is going to save a life or two, then we've got to use it. And if we can save a few quid for the NHS, we'll get some notoriety out of it. If you want to be, well, not you want any notoriety, but I wouldn't mind some. Just say, look, I've done this because I need to give some back to what the NHS saved my life, isn't it? From a wrong decision by a doctor, and I died. But I can't go back there. I gotta admit, I drank all the time. At the time from Halloween through the Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, we drink too much, don't we? Thinking of having beauty facials. Elemis used to love them, and Elemis is expensive. It's about 100 quid a tub now. Even now remembering back, I still seem like the good old days, hindsight and rose tinted glasses. Do I indeed every Monday? 1st of January this year was the last time I drank. was hungover and hating it. Said that's good that you're off it. I'm going to bed now. Have a great weekend. Okay, Charlotte, thanks so much. I'm going to do another couple of minutes and we're going to head off. Thanks to those who donated. But if you want to stick a donation, please do. You've got 6 minutes. Well, you've got as long as you want, really. You can buy a coffee anytime, can't you? Or super chat. Did you have any dreams when you were under the NHS? No, I just dream of getting out. I'm not getting out, I just want to be healthy. I just want to be back to normal. If that makes sense. Be a normal person again. I got pissed off and flipped out. Other people, the bar the other day. I was back again. I can do what I said, get on the one-to-one and have a chat with me and talk privately. It's probably better. Thanks for everybody who's been on tonight. Any more if there's any specific subjects you want to talk about, then please drop me a line and we'll talk about them. But certainly text me. I'll put the number again because it's not pinned. I'll put it in. I'm getting better at pinning things, I think. We'll get you in the WhatsApp group. It's been a good listening and reading all the comments. Yeah, because there's a lot of comments from other people. I just sort of ramble on, but there's some expertise here. It's all very helpful. It keeps us from relapsing, keeps us healthy. That's the goal. The goal here is to keep everybody here healthy and getting better and have some quality of life, because you don't have any quality of life when see you later, Neil Hughes says good night. When you drink and you have no quality of life at all, it's not good. It's not life. It's just an existence at best, isn't it? That's all it is. It's not good. Okay, let's say good night for tonight. And if you want to buy me coffee, please do. The links on all the videos and some pinned at the top here. And we'll see you all Saturday night, then, 10 o'clock. Same time, same place. Don't be late. It's nice, actually, the people. Yes, John, it is, yeah. I'll put it up again. Just text me and I'll get you involved in it. And we'll sort it out. And by sort of next week, it should be up and running. So when you get lonely and pissed off, you can actually do that. You can just text the number, and I'm sure there'll be somebody on it. I mean, I'm pretty much around. What's the time anyway? If you're driving soon, keep the greasy side of you. Right, night, everybody, and see you. I'll see you, Eva T, Catherine, Neil, Bertie, John, all the best of you. And hopefully we'll get the magic figure of 100 soon. And we'll get some more donations again. We'll get 100 people together and then we'll have a meeting, which would be good, wouldn't it? Take care, Samara. Yeah, you're very welcome. If it's helping you, then we'll do it all the time. Or I'll do it all the time. And we'll all come together. Just an hour and a half every day. It's not a lot of time, isn't it? 24 hours. And get this channel built up and get a few quid in and get a few people in and save some lives. That's the ultimate aim, isn't it? Keep us all healthy. And we can be the driver for this, and we'll do well. I've got a good feeling about this and a good feeling about everybody on here, because a few brains here. There's some nice people here, and it makes a big difference. It's a good crowd, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who doesn't behave themselves out, it's fair enough, isn't it? All good bastards. Okay, we'll catch you later. All the best, everybody. Good night.